Uber is rolling out a new feature that allows female passengers to be picked up by female drivers. Now, there is a lot to say about this, so let's just jump right into this video. First off, this is just a quick question to everyone. Is this discrimination against men? Is it or not? You know, you give women the option to be matched with a female passenger or a female driver, but you don't give men the option to be matched with a male driver. So some people might say it's discrimination. Some people say it's not. The reason why they're doing this is because there's been a bunch of sexual harassment cases that have been from men onto women. This is why Uber is doing this. And my guess is they'll probably do this for maybe a year or two so they can get those sexual harassment numbers down, and then they'll probably discontinue it. This is just my guess. This is something I've also been hearing in the whole rideshare world. However, Lyft already does this where a female passenger can be matched with a female rider. And I hear a lot of guys, they say that they don't even use Lyft anymore in San Francisco. And it kind of makes sense. Numbers came out not too long ago that Waymo picks up more passengers in San Francisco than Lyft does. And a lot of guys also say that like Lyft is more of a woman platform. You know, whenever you see a woman driver, chances are this woman driver usually drives on the Lyft platform, if not Lyft and Uber. I've also heard a lot of rideshare channels say things like you should always drive for Uber and Lyft. A lot of guys here in San Francisco don't drive for Lyft just because Lyft, typically it pays more and Uber is like 70% of the market. So you're just going to get way more rides on Uber versus Lyft. But this is something that Lyft rolled out and now Uber is copying it. And this is something that the rideshare companies typically do. When one rideshare company offers something, it's not too long before the other rideshare companies offer pretty much the same thing. Like, you know, things like Uber Comfort, and then also the driving score of when you're driving people and you get a driving score based off of, are you, turning hard? Are you harsh accelerating? Are you harsh braking? Are you holding the phone in your hand? Remember, one company rolled out with that technology and now both companies have that technology. And now even companies like DoorDash have that technology. So one company makes something and it sort of rolls out to the rest of the companies. This is just kind of how it goes. Another question this brings up, will women make more money? So basically what Uber is kind of doing is they're kind of carving the way for more women drivers to join the platform. Because if you are just someone looking for a job and you're a woman, you might not necessarily want to drive for Uber just because Uber it's a rough job. Uber and Lyft rideshare. It's a tough job. Like, you're out in the car all day, you're driving, you're moving around. There's a high chance of you getting into an accident. You can also pick up like rowdy passengers as a woman driver. When Uber rolls this out, I'm sure that there's a lot of women that are listening that are thinking, oh my gosh, I should sign up to be an Uber driver because maybe I could, work a couple hours at night, work the bar hours when a lot of women will want to be picked up from women. Work the bar hours, and then you're a woman, you're going out driving, you pick up 5 riders, all 5 riders are women, you feel very safe, you go home at the end of the night, you make money as you are constantly picking up women riders, and you might see a couple male drivers parked on the side of the road not making any money, but that's just how it is. I mean, we won't call that discrimination, we'll just call that we are trying to get more women on the platform so women riders will feel much safer. Yes, that's what we'll call it. But this also brings up something else. What about autonomous cars? It looks like autonomous cars might be playing more of a role in rideshare. And this just brings up a question. What about like autonomous cars? Are autonomous cars better than male drivers and female drivers? I think so. I would much rather take an autonomous car than to get in a Uber or Lyft. This is just me speaking in 2025. I don't know how things are going to be in the future, but this is just me speaking in 2025 today. Are women safer drivers than men? I've definitely been in rideshare vehicles with female drivers, and I must admit, probably the scariest times, the closest calls were with female drivers. And I will say, I haven't taken that many rideshare rides with female drivers. Out of all the rideshare rides I've taken, I think I've probably taken maybe 2 with female drivers, and both of them were kind of, not everybody's a great driver. If you're a female driver and you have did 10,000 rides or you did 5,000 rides, I would assume you'd probably be a much better driver versus someone who maybe they just joined the platform. Also with Uber and Lyft and San Francisco, you have a lot of drivers that come from outside the city. So you have drivers that come from outside the city and they may not necessarily be as familiar with the roads. And this could be a male or a female. This is not like sex-based or anything. It's just something to throw out there. This also brings up something else that I want to share with y'all. So this is supposed to roll out in San Francisco pretty soon. So I'm going to go over to the Uber app on my phone and I want to show y'all basically how this operates for the passenger. Now, I don't know about the driver, but for the passenger. So when I go over to the Uber app, I'm going to go Uber here and it's going to show up my Uber passenger account as a passenger because I have a driver account, but this is my passenger account. So I'm going to hit on my account here in the bottom right corner. You can see me, Jermaine Ellis, 5.0, verified. Now we're going to click on my photo here. When we click on my photo, we have some information comes up. We're going to click on my personal info. Now remember when I said that this option would be rolled out so female passengers can be matched with female riders. So at my account here, you see that I am a man. My gender is man, right? So I can go here and change my gender as a passenger. So I'm just letting you guys know that this is, they're rolling out this for women's safety. But if you're a guy and you want to be picked up by women drivers, I guess you could change it. Maybe when the woman arrives to your destination, they'll just cancel it because they'll just say, oh, you're not a woman, you're a guy, But for them to go through all this work of adding this, but then you can go in the app and just change your gender it just doesn't really make a lot of sense. But I guess nowadays, you have a lot of young people that they may change their gender like multiple times. So I guess maybe this is why they have this option. But, if you're making this very, very safe for women, I guess the idea is to make this very safe for women. But I don't know about this whole, how you can change your gender thing as a passenger. I also noticed that they have pronouns here and you can click on pronouns and add a pronoun. You can select up to 4 pronouns. That's quite a bit of pronouns, and there are a bunch to choose from on the Uber app. Y'all go edit if you need to have your pronouns updated on the Uber app. And this also just brings up another question. Who will benefit in the end? Uber is now connecting female passengers with female riders. And in the end, who actually wins? I guess probably Uber wins and some of the women win. Because if you're a woman passenger and in the past you've been picked up by, creepy guys when you're getting out of a bar and, the guy turns around and looks at you to confirm your name and, you're afraid of him because he looks creepy and all that. And now you have this option of just getting picked up by a woman. Well, I would imagine that the female passengers would benefit greatly from this, right? If you are a woman and you just don't like men because men are scary and you don't like your father, right? And you just don't like to be around men, you're going to win at this, okay? Also, Uber is going to win from this. And Uber is going to win from this because, Uber is giving passengers something that they want because this is something that women riders want. Uber will win, and the losers in this will, unfortunately, the losers in this scenario will just be men because some men will probably make less money because it will probably be more women on the platform now, and women can capitalize on this. Women can make more money on this. Now, if you're a man, I do want to give you guys some golden hints how you can capitalize on this whole scenario. If you are a man and you have a Uber referral link, I would say you should probably start to share your Uber referral link with other females, other women, other people who identify as a woman, okay? Because I would imagine, there's going to be a lot of women signing up just to pick up women. And if you're a guy and if you're going to make less money because there's more women signing up, well, maybe you should go out there and sign up some women so you can get some of that referral money, yo. Because making money off of referrals is a good way to make money driving Uber and driving Lyft, is get referrals. And right now there's a surge of women that are probably going to be going to the platform, and why not capitalize off of that? Why not sign up some women? If you got a sister, if you got a daughter, if you got a niece, right? If you got, somebody that's in college that, identifies as a woman, get them to sign up for Uber, yo, because it'll be good money for them. They'll get a bonus, and then you can get a bonus too. You can walk them through the steps, you can show them the way. For now, just wanted to make a quick video talking about, female passengers being matched with female drivers on the Uber platform. And this is supposed to roll out in San Francisco pretty much any day now. We'll probably see this soon. But for now, let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments below. But for now, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching, and peace out, yo. Out.